So, like I promised, we're back and we have two of our students here with us. And I'm going to give them an opportunity to kind of introduce themselves. So,
Hi, my name is Elia. I'm in 10th grade and I'm a youth here at MBO.
Hello, my name is Brecklin Sargent. I'm in 9th grade and I'm 14.
yeah, come on.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are going to start our third session, and I'm going to let Olivia kind of prompt a question that we felt like we're going to really expound on. But you want to go ahead and ask that question?
Yeah. Also, I just had this thought. Do you want me to read the scripture first?
Yes.
And then go into the question?
Yep.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're just going to crack open 1 Corinthians 13, and I'm going to start in verse 4. Love is large and incredibly patient. Love is gentle and consistently kind to all. It refuses to be jealous when blessing comes to someone else. Love does not brag about one's achievements nor inflate its own importance. Love does not traffic in shame and disrespect, nor selfishly seek its own honor. Love is not easily irritated or quick to take offense. Love joyfully celebrates honesty and finds no delight in what is wrong. Love is a safe place of shelter, for it never stops believing the best for others. Love never takes failure as defeat, for it never gives up. And then it says, love never stops loving. It extends beyond the gift of prophecy, which eventually fades away. It is more enduring than tongues, which will one day fall silent. Love remains long after words of knowledge are forgotten. But yeah, so basically, I just wanted to prompt into the question of, because God is love, and I think it's important to know what is love and read that whole definition because it's listed in 1 Corinthians 13. But the question is for you guys is, how does God as love reveal there are no limits to love in your life?
So, I'll start.
Yeah.
So, actually, before I go into it, I was thinking, like, it's crazy that people, like, a lot of churches and everybody has been taught, like, God is, like, mad at you, God's angry, but, like, God, like, is love. Like, it's who he is, but we've all just been taught, like, no, he doesn't like you. Like, it makes no sense. Anyways, so, yeah, I think for me, a time that, like, really stuck out for, like, God's love for me was probably when, I think it was, like, a couple of months ago, like, I was told that, like, God was angry with me. Like, somebody told me that. And, like I did something. And so I felt like God was so angry with me. And so, like, I came to church on a Sunday, and I was like, man, like, God does not want me worshiping him. God doesn't want me here. God doesn't care if I'm here. Like, all the things, right? So, anyway, so I was like, I wouldn't even let myself enter into the presence because, like, he doesn't want me here. Man, like, so much shame and stuff. But then Abby Sargent came over, and she was like, hey, God told me to come pray for you. God told me to come, like, make sure you're okay. You know what I mean? So I think it's crazy, like, even if, like, okay, let's say God actually was a little angry with me, right? He still sent somebody over to get my attention, to be like, hey, I actually do want you. Hey, my love for you is so strong. I actually do want you, type of a thing, right? Yeah. So I think that was one where it's like, whoa, like, no matter, like, where we're at, no matter what we did, no matter whatever, God's love for us is so, like, grand that he's still like, hey, I still want you. You know what I mean?
Come on.
But I think for me that also, like, opened up my eyes for, like, even, like, how I love people, which, like, I still need to learn so much about this. But, like, for me, like, it's just, like, if he did that for me, even if I did something wrong against him, he still did that to me, like, for me. So, like, for, like, somebody else, like, I can still go to him and be like, Jesus loves me this much, I can love you this much, right?
Yeah.
Even if you wrong me, I'll still forgive you and we'll move on. Like, I wronged Jesus, you can wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's our standard.
Yeah.
It's a standard, yes.
That's a good, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, I went to Incense Risings one time, and the presence of God was in the room, and you could feel it, but it's like, I knew that it wasn't, that we could still go higher and higher into his presence. And so God showing me that he has no limitations to his love and his presence for people. And even for me, like, as the worship started going and going, I was like, man, Lord, like, your love is here, like, your presence is here. And so just knowing that there's no limitations to his love, and that we can all just be free in his love, and that there's no like capture, or there's no cap upon his love and presence is just so filling, because it's like you could be walking throughout your day and you have the love with you, you have the presence with you that you can show other people, that it's not just for yourself, that it's supposed to be for other people. Because I feel like a lot of people have on their minds that if I do this one mistake, as Aaliyah was saying, if I do this one mistake, then man, I'm gonna have to repent because he's shameful of me. Like, no, that's not how God intended it to be, and how like the church has showed that is really sad, because it's like a lot of kids have this like misinterpretation of him, just like, man, like the Lord is so mad at me, like either if I did drugs or even if I did this nice nasty stuff, like the Lord is not mad at you. He actually wants you. He actually is striving for you. Like he is there the whole entire time, even if you don't feel like it. So just like the Lord is always with you. His love is always with you, that there's and I feel like more kids need to see that, because it's like there's so much pressure in life, I feel, for them. And it's sad to see that, because like they haven't understood the full and true and love of the living Father. And so it just kind of makes me want to cry, because it's like they haven't experienced what we have. And so I'm so excited to show kids that there is so much more than just drugs and God being mad at you. So
well, you also have to think though, like there's also so much freedom in love. Like there's so much freedom to just like go and like be yourself and express yourself, like, hey, this is me, like who cares? Because like even if you don't accept me, God of everything loves me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's so cool. I want to go back to a moment. This is awesome. I love this. And like just seeing like the heart of the Lord inside of both of you, and like where we've gone over the last like 6 months has just been so profound. But I want to go back to something you said, Ellie, and I was like, oh man, it really struck my heart. But it's when you said like, I'm learning how to love people. It's the fact that like that's a heart posture. That's a character of Jesus. Like when I hear that, and I hear that from you, can you imagine if an entire group, an entire region of students took upon that mindset and said, what if I actually said, Lord, how would you have me love them today? Because that's exactly what the Father's doing right now. Every time we sin, because again, we're all walking through that process of sanctification, right? But every time we sin, the Father doesn't look at us. He doesn't say, oh, look at that person, he sinned again. No, he actually looks at the sin and says, what does the sin have to say? But every time he looks at the sin, he's got the lenses of Jesus. So every time he's assessing, that person didn't sin. Actually, the only thing I see is my son. So even when you bring the sacrifice, it's almost like you're bringing the sin, and Jesus says, I took upon sin. I took upon sin. I took upon the sin of the world. And so can you imagine if not even having to have that second thought, like, oh man, I got to bring another sin, when in fact it says, Lord, I'm sorry. And I apologize, and I know that you are within me, and I'm going to live out your love. Your love is greater than the sin I'm bringing. And in that, dude, I can just see angels rejoice. Heaven rejoices at the fact that my son and daughter came into the knowledge of recognizing who they are, and the Father's waiting for you to step into that mindset. It actually breaks off how we even look at ourselves, how we look at people, how we assess the situation, how we the invitation now, understanding, oh man, I'm the altar. I am the church. I am the body. I am. So everything I am is because the I am said I am. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. That was just, I'm cooking now. But like, I just think that's so profound. So that really ministered to me. And then Brecklin, I literally can see, it's like I went back, because I was in the room when Incense Rising happened. And I remember seeing, like, I felt like it was like, oh man, can we go any higher? And you were like, heck yeah, we can. Like, so it's just funny, because I'm like, man, this is a wonderful. And then it's like, you're like, we can go higher. And so like, it just felt like love was just increasing in the room. It was unifying everybody in the room. And I felt like for me, it was like the stillness. Like there would be these high worship moments, and it felt like a wave. And then all of a sudden the stillness would hit. And for me, the stillness is what gets me. It's when I'm sitting there and I'm like, all I can do is receive. All I can do, like, I'm receiving love, mercy, grace, love, mercy, grace. And I'm just like, it's building the faith in me. And it's like, I'm going to explode. Like, that's what I felt like, but I just, it's so profound. And I guess I want to prompt you with this question, if I may. When do you feel like, and again, I know you kind of talked about it, but where do you feel like is that level of like, oh man, if you could just say one moment in that incense rising, what is the moment where you were like, I recognize your love here. Everything is shifting in my mind. If you can talk about that.
Yeah, so obviously the worship when it was high, it was amazing, but it's like those intimate moments when when you pray with them, it just like you can just feel the Lord through them, and like you can just feel it through your hands just go to them. And so I feel like just praying over people and showing them God and a presence that they have never felt before is so strong, because it's like they just melt. And so just like also builds up your faith, because you know that God's ministering to them. And so just like showing them love and God's love. And so
that's so powerful. That's so good. Yeah, the praying part, recognizing, and let me say this, recognizing the presence and responding. Responding out of the presence is so profound, and I love that. So do you have anything, Olivia?
Man, I'm trying to think of a question.
Actually, can I say something?
Yeah.
I just had a vision and I want to share it.
Yeah.
So I saw, like, talking about incense rising, I like saw that church you were in, and I literally saw like all the windows break, and like stuff was coming out, but that stuff, it was love. So like that love grew so much in the actual room that it broke all the windows and started like coming out. So like all of like, where do we have incense rising? Is it Joplin?
It was in Joplin.
Okay, yeah. So like all of Joplin could begin to feel the love, like it like burst out of the windows, because it was like just so much it couldn't handle anymore. So it had to like break through.
Wow.
So do with that what you will.
So,
It's so cool with that picture that you just described. I saw in my mind like every person is like a seed, and like what we did after we like left that space is like you sow seeds after that, and your own seed is getting watered by the Father. Like his love is just constantly watering us, and like we can't help but like bloom everywhere we go. And like I don't know, I just almost saw us as flower pots and like going out and like I don't know, those like sunshiny
With the hands thing.
yeah, that move that you put in your dash of your car or whatever, like in the sun, and they just do this. It's plastic, but yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I saw this picture of like every person that left actually did deposit seeds, and they were seeds that obviously God like put in us to give out, and so just that obedience factor. Yeah, it's awesome.
So
It's so cool.
yeah. So
I love that vision.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of close up a little bit. But thank you guys for being on the podcast, and thank you guys for coming in and sharing. I feel like my heart is so full, because I know, like, and we say this all the time, obviously not just because we're called New Beginnings, but this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
This, like, what's getting ready to happen, not just in July, which, by the way, guys, if you can come, you're not going to want to miss what the Lord's going to do. It's going to be so profound. But just in the sense of where the Lord is taking us, and I believe it's a corporate thing. This isn't just a one church. This isn't just a one, style. It's not like this. There is going to be so much that we will live out of an outpouring. Like, and the outpouring will not just be from the moments, but it'll be in us. And we will not have to be, like, I don't believe we're going to be pouring out of a place of where I'm pouring my cup, pouring my cup, pouring my cup. I actually believe we're just going to overflow.
Yeah.
We will be so filled with his love that everything will be overflow. It will be easier. Like, you'll see the response of the way that, let me say this, the way that you're recognizing him in everything is the response that's getting ready to come out of every single one of you. And I just want to be like, if I can just be in the room, or let me say that, if I can just be in the vicinity, in the area, in the zip code of what's getting ready to happen, Lord, please. Like, I know this is why we're all here. I know this is, like, more now than ever, I've felt the groanings, and I'm like, yes, God, there will not be buildings big enough to sustain what God's about to do. I'm so convinced. We will have to gather outside because of this. Like, it's these moments that we're recognizing, and I begin to feel the shifting of, like, something's coming. And I'm like, it's right now. And before I used to say it's coming. Oh, it's on the rise. We're getting to it. No, it's right now. And I feel like it's just
like he's being discovered
in
each person. Like each person is discovering him.
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. So all that being said, I love you guys. So thankful that you're on.